Even though Premier League clubs can't sign players anymore, they can still sell them elsewhere. So here is one player that each Premier League club could still lose this summer. Arsenal's Shkodran Mustafi. The Gunners had a busy summer and it would be capped off if they were able to get rid of Shkodran Mustafi. The World Cup winner has amazingly got worse and worse ever since he joined Arsenal, looking like a recipe for disaster every time he wanders onto the pitch. Now that David Luiz has arrived, Arsenal can surely afford to let Mustafi go. Aston Villa Aaron Tishbola. The 24-year-old midfielder is back at Villa Park following his loan spell with Kilmarnock, but surely shouldn't be there much longer. Villa were busy in the transfer market, meaning Tishbola has even less of a chance of getting a shot in the Premier League. He was recently linked with League One Sunderland, and that seems like the ideal level for him. Bournemouth ASMIR BEGOVIC. The Cherries started the season with Aaron Ramsdale in goal and Artur Boruc on the bench, so what does that say for the future of ASMIR BEGOVIC? The Bosnian international was a top keeper once upon a time, and surely there's a team out in Europe who would take him on since Eddie Howe is no longer keen. Brighton Ezequiel Scalotto. The Italian defender is in the final year of his contract, so this is Brighton's last real chance to get some money for him before he leaves for nothing next summer. Scalotto was out on loan last season but he suffered a serious knee injury, and it seems unlikely that he'll ever get a chance at Graham Potter's Brighton. Burnley MATEJ VYDRA. The striker apparently handed in a transfer request earlier in the summer, but the English deadline is passed with MATEJ VYDRA still at Turf Moor. However, that doesn't mean he's definitely staying. He spent most of his career in England, but he'd likely have to go abroad if he's certain about leaving Burnley this summer. Chelsea Davide ZAPPACOSTA. Despite the transfer ban, Chelsea still need to trim their squad, and one player who should be leaving England is Davide ZAPPACOSTA. The right back has struggled to make an impact at Stamford Bridge, and now it looks like his third choice is Frank Lampard is a big fan of the returning Reece James. So therefore, ZAPPACOSTA needs to find himself a new club before the end of the month. Crystal Palace Wilfried Zaha. Now this is unlikely, but I suppose there's always a chance. Zaha was heavily linked with a move away this summer, but yet again remained at Selhurst Park. However, there was a bit of foreign interest, with the likes of Napoli reportedly keen on the Ivory Coast international. It's not likely, but I suppose it depends on how desperate Zaha is to leave Crystal Palace. Everton Yannick Bolasie. He had 2 loan spells away last season, so Marco Silva obviously isn't a big fan of the Congolese winger. And he's apparently a target for Celtic, who can still sign players up in Scotland. There's also interest from Besiktas and Rennes, so it seems like that Bolasie will be heading out the Goodison Park exit, be it on loan or in an ideal world permanently. Leicester City Adrien Silva. After all the debacle of signing him a few years ago, Adrien Silva's Leicester career has been an absolute shambles. And now the midfielder has been left out of the Fox's 25-man Premier League squad, meaning he won't be playing league football until January. Unless of course he feels a move away from the King Power. It's fair to say his Leicester career is over, he just needs another club to confirm it. Liverpool Dejan Lovren. The best defender in the world is now the 4th choice centre-back at Liverpool, but potentially not for much longer. If you're a player as good as Lovren, 4th choice isn't going to be good enough, so you need to get yourself a move. Fortunately for the Croatian, Roma and AC Milan are willing to sign him up, and Liverpool have even lowered their asking price, and a move to Roma looks very likely now. Manchester City Daniel Grimshaw. Damn you Mangala for leaving before I get this video up, so we've had to look elsewhere and we've picked young goalkeeper Daniel Grimshaw. Following Scott Carson's arrival, yes that's Scott Carson, City can afford to let Grimshaw go out on loan and gain some valuable first team experience either in League 1 or League 2. Manchester United Paul Pogba. The summer started with talk of Paul Pogba leaving Old Trafford and still the rumours rumble on. The Frenchman says there are question marks over his future, so the Red Devils aren't out of the woods yet. Man United need to keep Pogba as he's one of their best players and they were unable to sign a replacement in the summer. Letting him go now would be a massive mistake. Newcastle United Henri SAIVET. While lots of players got a second chance at Newcastle this summer, Henri SAIVET did not. The Senegalese midfielder never got a minute under Steve Bruce in pre-season before it was confirmed that he didn't make the 25-man Premier League squad. SAIVET's Newcastle career has been an absolute disaster ever since it started, and he'll be out the door before September. Norwich City Adam Idah. I'll be honest, I struggle to find anyone for Norwich, so I guess they'd maybe send this young striker out on loan. With Timu Pukki already showing he's got what it takes, it seems unlikely that Idah is going to get any Premier League minutes, so a loan move away might be a good idea. Sheffield United Kean BRYAN. I mean literally the same reason. I couldn't say anyone else likely to leave, so Kean BRYAN might get a League 1 loan move to get some more first team experience under his belt. Southampton Guido Carrillo. The striker's been a massive flop at Southampton and an expensive one too. Last season he was on loan at Leganés, scoring 6 goals, but that hasn't been enough to win him another chance at St Mary's. But will he get another move away? Hopefully he does, because at the minute it's just a bit of a waste of space. Southampton have struggled for goals and Kuro isn't going to fix that issue, so they need to get rid now. Tottenham, Christian Eriksen. He was the difference against Aston Villa, showing once again how crucial he is to Tottenham. But his contract situation is difficult, as he's not a player you want to lose for nothing. If Tottenham want some money for Eriksen, they need to sell him, but has that moment passed them by? Eriksen could certainly still leave Spurs, especially if there's no chance of him signing a new deal. Watford, Isaac's success. Last season Isaac's success was Watford's number 10, but now Danny Welbeck's arrived and the former gunner has taken success's number. And that's got to suggest that maybe success's time at Vicarage Road is coming to an end. He's already going to struggle for minutes and now he's had his number taken off him. West Ham, Javier Hernandez. Even though he's now the club's number 9, Javier Hernandez might not be at West Ham much longer. There was talk all summer about him wanting to leave the Hammers, but still he remains. West Ham signed 2 strikers this summer, so the loss of Hernandez wouldn't hit them that hard, and to be honest, he hasn't been as big a hit as many expected when he arrived a few years ago. And finally Wolves, Roderick Miranda. Who? Exactly. The Portuguese defender arrived in 2017, appearing sporadically as Wolves won the championship title, playing just 17 league games as Nuno looked elsewhere. Now they're in the Prem, he'll get even less minutes, spending last season on loan at Olympiacos. It remains to be seen where he'll go next, but there's absolutely no future for him at Wolves. So that's one player each club could still lose this summer. Let us know what you reckon in the comments below. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.